podcasters and stuff. Hello, everybody. It's time for the Sweet Surrender Daily Run. Just ignore my speaking. It won't make any sense. I'm on the phone. Apparently, he was hanging out with one of these toxic people, and they were beating the shit out of a Russian woman. And he called 911 to get her help, and he was super rude to the person on the line for 911, the dispatcher. I haven't heard the call. I don't know if the audio exists, but it's just something they're widely reporting. Okay, over here on the leaderboard, I'm number 15. I'm second for yesterday's run, despite only having 193 gears. I just breezed through that one as quick as I could. I don't know. They didn't say what he said explicitly. They just said he was super rude. I think he apologized afterward. Up we go. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's cross our fingers for the grapple. Shit. I hit a laser. You need to be smarter, John. What's that? No. Took a quarter of my health, though. Gotcha. I don't like these chips. That was a pretty good shot. I was watching one of my streams yesterday, and I don't like the quality level. As I was watching, I was like, "So this is probably what you see." It was jumpy. Maybe. The audio was fine. There was no problem with that, but the video was very choppy. Aha, katana. Love this sword. Like the Star Wars battle droids. Yeah, I still need to find that video clip of Speed. George Lucas telling Steven Spielberg that the Jedi cut through him like they're butter. I know the clip was used in one of the Plinkett reviews. he makes a comment like something like, "Oh, it's a real great way to establish dramatic tension by having your bad guys be completely worthless." Damn it. All gone. Nothing. I killed all the turrets. And I have a grenade for the wall. Grapple gun? No grapple gun. Actually, I'm gonna take this one. I gave up the double damage to stunned enemies chip because I think it's a low likelihood I'm gonna encounter stunned enemies. Okay, I gotta kill these guys. Using my Jedi skill. I gotta check if my heater's on. It's getting hot in here. assault rifle. LDS. Nothing in here. Ooh. Now we're really moving. Down the hole. What's that? Oh yeah, that rope. I used to not. What's that? Oh, I used to not know how to kill those robots. The ones on the ceiling shooting the bullets. I used to have to fight them. I would shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot. They're really strong. So much so you're not intended to kill them that way. You're supposed to wait for the power thing to open up and shoot that, but I didn't know that. Yeah, I learned that in the shooting range where the hologram model of the thing says that it does that. It opens up its power thing. Gee, oh great, hot. Yeah, I was standing in front of replicators. Yeah, I used to too. I have some, I think, still. Yeah. I had to start drinking. I was drinking so much tea that I had to stop drinking caffeinated tea at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to sleep. So I have a caffeinated version, decaffeinated. Very expensive. Earl Grey. Ooh, grapple gun would be nice. You mean 12 o'clock a.m.? Yeah, what do you mean? I always stay up till whatever time is 8 hours or so before I have to get up for work. Sometimes I'll go as low as 6. So if I work at 11 o'clock, that means it's like 3 in the morning or something, I'll go to sleep. Sniper rifle. Where's the grapple? I need it. Oh shit, I fell. Grenade launcher. I'll take it. Sometimes I wish there was more enemies in this game. Yeah, every room only ever seems to have 3 or 4 robots at the most. Occasionally you get a little more, but I don't think I've ever seen it go above like 6 in that room where they're all shooting at targets. Yeah, well, I mean, even on lunatic mode, it's the same number of robots. They just made them a lot harder. Yeah. And they do more damage too, I think. Darkness washed over the dude. Darker than a black steer's tuchus on a moonless prairie night. Aha! Victory! Ah, nice. Even better. Okay. Cool. Oh shit, I don't have an oot. His wife owes money all over town. They pee on my rug? Oh shit, I forgot. I have the critical hits gives 5 gears shit. I need to get an Uzi if I can find one. I haven't even seen one yet in the game. Yeah, in any event, actually. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is the weakest gun that I've seen so far. This regular pistol. It don't matter. They don't have a critical spot to shoot. But these other guys with a discernible head do. I got hit. Grapple gun. This gun doesn't even matter whether I use it or not. It's gonna kill him in one shot each time. Assault rifle. The particular weakness of the Uzi makes it good for doing this. God, can you stop shooting me? Bastard. Oh man, why'd I do that? Oh, dang it. Slipped my mind. I forgot I'm supposed to be shooting them all in the head. Actually, I just had an idea. Reminded me of the part in Dumb and Dumber where Lloyd is like, he goes, I think, and he pauses, he goes, and then, yeah, I had an idea. Like he wasn't sure he had an idea in the first place. Man, I have... yesterday, actually, there was a post on Reddit asking, had a picture of Review Bra on it. This guy named John Durasek, who does fast food reviews on YouTube. He's famous for, hold on. He's famous for reviewing Popeye's butterfly shrimp. And when he eats the first one, he's very upset. He throws the shrimp down and he says, "My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined." So the post was a picture of him saying that, my disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined, and asking, what movie have you watched that made you feel that way? I said Rambo 5. It's called Last Blood. Just now I thought, you know what, I probably should have said Dumb and Dumber 2. Yeah, Dumb and Dumber 2 was horrifically bad. I had no, it didn't occur to me that it could be that bad. I thought, you know, how could you screw it up? Shit, I just got wounded big time. You got the same directors, you got the same actors. I mean, come on. Just do the same thing you did before. No. I feel like Jim Carrey was not into it. He hates doing sequels. I said, except for the Sonic ones. That's the only ones he cares about. Yeah. I think so. Something like that. It was all of the humor in it. Like, the first one has like gross humor, like snot and pee and stuff like that. It's not so bad in the first one. It's not overdone, but they really do overkill with it in the second one. It's more gross, more make you cringe. I only ever watched it the one time in theaters. I never watched it again. I'll have to look that up. I know pretty much everyone was there's a video, an Honest Trailers video on YouTube for it, and at the beginning they say, if you love the first movie, this one's gonna bum you out. Yeah, major bummer. It's connected to a criminal case as well. Some rich dude from Malaysia he's one of the producers on the movie, and he's currently in hiding somewhere in Asia. Financial crimes. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what he did with Dumb and Dumber 2, but he was manipulating money in an illegal way. Lots of it. Ooh. 2 assault rifles. I will take them. And get rid of that pistol. Sometimes movies get made that are, they don't really care about the movie. It's like a form of money laundering. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but I've seen some. I'm gonna die. Yeah, the Jack and Jill appears to be that way. Guns have higher recoil. I first heard of the idea of it when I was reading reviews for some Steven Seagal movies. People ask the question, the movies are so bad that people ask, how did this get made and why is it so terrible? And people say it's possibly a form of money laundering. It's illegal. But in the case of Steven Seagal, he's making all those movies in Eastern Europe. I think he has not been in the United States for a long time now. He fled back in... trying to remember. He got hit with an SEC violation, a Securities and Exchange Commission violation. He was being paid to promote a cryptocurrency, and he was doing that without disclosing that he himself... Ooh, shit. Hold on. Shit, I got the recoil chip on my arm. I can't aim. Got him. I think he was promoting it without disclosing that he owns a lot of the cryptocurrency himself. He was being paid to... Oh, no. No, what it was, but he was promoting it. It was not. He did not disclose that he was being paid to promote it. And so he got in legal trouble with that. He did settle. I'm gonna die. I'm super low health now. Anyway, he'd had several legal troubles building up to that. Oh, my fan blew a bottle down. When he was a sheriff's deputy in Louisiana. The show got shut down because he was being accused of like sexual assault and stuff like that. The Louisiana Police Department didn't want to work with him no more, and the charges did get dropped. But then he went to Maricopa County, Arizona, and joined. What's that dude's name? I can't remember his name now. The America's Toughest Sheriff guy, Joe Arpaio. Joined up with him, and then the show kind of resumed. They did a raid on a... Dang it. I'm gonna get killed doing this. Did a raid on a suspected cockfighting ring where they killed like 100 chickens and the homeowner's dog. So he got in trouble for that. He didn't personally kill them. He just was among the group who did. They were filming it for his TV show, but after that, it all got canceled. What you gotta do? I'm super low. Oh, you know what? Idea. Health drink. He's... Yeah, that's a sniper rifle. They take half my life in one shot. You can get hit twice and that's it, you're dead. Every time you hear that high pitched, I start freaking out. I need to move. He's pointing it at me and getting ready to shoot. Well, anyway, so a few years after that, I picked up a grapple gun again. Seagal went to Russia. Putin gave him Russian citizenship. Some people think he's there. He won't come back to the U.S. because he's afraid of criminal charges he may face if he does, of like sexual assault or something like that. I don't know how true it is. I asked ChatGPT. It said he's fine. He can come back and there's no trouble. I don't know how true that is. Yeah. Well, Vladimir Putin... I used to want to write a book about Steven Seagal. It was going to be kind of a sequel to a book that already exists. It's called Seagology. Putin met with Barack Obama at one point, and he suggested to Obama that Steven Seagal could be made the U.S. ambassador to Russia. Obama laughed because he thought Putin was joking. Putin was very serious. Obama. What do you what? Oh, I don't even know. Whoa! That guy just came to life. Damn. Oh shit, I haven't been setting off the grenades like I'm supposed to. He was filming a new movie last year in September. It's called Order of the Dragon. I haven't heard anything more of that, though. I just know that the shooting took place in September. Before that, he hadn't made a movie before the COVID pandemic. Yeah, they reported that in the news and stuff. I had to go to great lengths to locate the video that those images came from. They come from a Russian documentary called, I think it's called For the Love of Justice. And so Steven Seagal's banned from Ukraine. Ukraine banned him from the country and says it considers him a national security risk. So in the documentary, he goes with Russian forces and stuff into Ukraine, into a region called Donetsk. And he's Donetsk, Donetsk. And he's talking with various people. Ooh, snap. I need that. Shit. Almost died there. Matter of fact, there we go. Get rid of the recoil chip. The documentary is just like Russian propaganda justifying the war against Ukraine. I watched the whole thing, but it was in Russian, and it had, I should try it again, actually, now that AI has gotten better since that time. All it had was YouTube-generated subtitles translating it, and they were not good. They were very hard to follow. And you can't hear, so when he's talking in it, you hear him speaking in English in the background while a translator speaks over him. You can't tell what he's saying. So I tried hard to listen to what he's saying and not the translator, but it's indiscernible. Oh, and as to his weight gain, he's actually not as fat as those images present. They're not really good pictures. But in them, he's actually wearing body armor underneath his shirt. Yeah, and I've seen a couple of images of him where you can see the outline of the body armor in front of him. It's because he's in a dangerous area of Ukraine. And the body armor is adding a whole bunch of thickness to both his front and his back. That's why he's got this round shape. So when he doesn't have that on, he looks a lot smaller and more normal. Six. He's really tall. I heard from one of the guys who wrote the movie Under Siege 2 on a podcast talking about the first time he met Seagal. He said his size is startling, I guess, would be what he said. He said he took up the whole doorway of his house when he answered the door, and he was standing there like a Sasquatch. Yeah. They all went into the house, and then I kind of like these little stories people tell. There's a ton of them about interactions they have with Steven Seagal. He's kind of like Donald Trump in that he has one way that he behaves when he's being filmed or recorded, and another way when he knows he's not. And I've heard him basically say that in some interviews. He won't answer certain things or he say something, and he says, "I'm not going to say this on recording." And in one of the interviews, just a weird one, it was like audio only and done in like a foreign country. He tells the guy, "I don't want people to think I'm more of an asshole than I really am, so I'm not going to say something while I'm being recorded." So the Under Siege 2 writer said there's a whole bunch of them. They all went to his house. They're all sitting on couches. He's sitting in a huge armchair, and he just starts going off. Pontificating was the word they used. Talking about how the movie should go and how his character should be. And he's pretty much the only one talking. And then he has a butler. I don't know if I told you this story before. The butler comes up and is standing behind him, and he just continues talking. Nobody says anything. Hold on, cold air's blowing in here now. I gotta close my window. Butler's standing there. All of a sudden, Seagal becomes aware that he's standing behind him, and he stops talking about the movie, and he says, "What the fuck do you want?" to the butler. The butler says, "I just wanted to see if there was anything I could bring anybody." And then Seagal says, "I will have a cup of tea. Now stop standing there like a cocksucking faggot." And then the waiter left. And he came back with 1 cup of tea for Seagal and nothing for anyone else. That's the whole story. He's mean in private. That's what he said. Green tea. Yeah, he always drinks green tea. I don't know. Why in the hell is this gun so weak? I don't know if you can see how bad I can see it. Like, damn. Well, I don't have any damage chips now. There we go. Yeah, there's a bunch of horror stories about dealing with Seagal. I don't know if I ever sent it to you. There's a video where Chuck Norris is giving an interview to some reporter, and talking about like martial arts in general, I think, and I'm gonna get killed here. Anyway, so the reporter, I can't remember what he said. He was told, but he relays what he was told by he said it was by a famous person in martial arts. And so he tells Chuck what he was told. It's some kind of weird, crazy thing. And but he doesn't say who said it. So Chuck Norris asks him. He says, "Was it Steven Seagal?" And the guy says, "No, it was not him." Then he asks Chuck his opinion of Steven Seagal as a martial artist. Chuck just says he does not really know. He says that he's never seen him do anything martial arts outside of the movies. At that time, he said he'd only met him once. He did not know him very well, so he couldn't really speak to that kind of stuff. The journalist then asked him, he says, this like asshole tough guy persona that Seagal puts on in his movies, is that him acting and playing character, or is he really like that? Or maybe he's saying, is he putting that on? As he's asking that question, Chuck Norris is just sitting there shaking his head no. And then he says it permeates his whole life. Pretty much, yeah. Well, I mean, Chuck Norris was pretty graceful, and he didn't bash Seagal or anything. And it's an interesting thing too that when Seagal is asked about his opinion of other actors who do martial arts, Chuck Norris is one that he won't bash. Yeah, there's an interview where damn, these guys are tough. So oh, hold on, one more. So the interview asks him if he thinks there's any other tough guy martial artists in the movie business. And he starts naming names. He says Jean-Claude Van Damme, and Seagal says, "Can I laugh in your face?" And then he says Michael Jai White, and Seagal says, "Can I laugh in your face?" And then he says Chuck Norris, and then Seagal is silent here, and you can see he's thinking, and all he'll say as to Chuck Norris is he says, "Chuck's getting very old now. He's around 80." That was it. That's the worst thing he will say about Chuck Norris. Well, and I know they met at least a few other times. There's a picture I think I sent you a long while ago of the two of them at some event. Seagal posted that to his Twitter, and he called Chuck Norris an old friend. Yeah, that's what he called him. So I just have no idea what their how they got along with each other. It doesn't seem to be bad. Seems like they got along fine, even if Chuck Norris thought he was an asshole. He's known for hurting stuntmen on movie sets intentionally. Dang, died, dude. when he first meets a stuntman, he does a cup check. A cup check. He wants to see if they're wearing a cup over their genitals. So when you first meet him, and the stuntmen all warn each other about this. I heard this from a stuntman who was warned. They say when you first meet him, he's going to go to shake your hand, and when you take his hand, he's going to pull you in and knee you in the balls. He's doing that because he wants to see if you're wearing a cup or not. If you are, it's fine; it won't hurt or anything. If you're not, he will ridicule you, and yeah, and that's what he does. He hurts people. Michael Jai White has talked about it quite a bit. Seagal, he's been in 3 movies with Seagal, and he worked, I think, in the background of a 4th movie, which was trying to remember what it was called. It was the only movie Steven Seagal ever directed. He said Seagal, he goes after people he knows can't hurt him. Michael Jai White said they asked him, has he ever gone after you like he does other stuntmen? And he said, no, he's never done that to me. And they said, why not? And he said, he knows better. Yeah, he definitely knows better. And then oh shit, the guy. So he told a story from making the movie Exit Wound, where he has a fight scene with Seagal in that movie, and the director of the film scheduled that fight scene to be filmed at the very end of shooting Steven Seagal scenes. So Seagal would not be needed for filming anymore after they shot that. And he kind of encouraged Michael Jai White to hurt Seagal in the fight scene, to treat him like he treats other people, beat the shit out of him. And he says Seagal knew what was going on. He said maybe he didn't know exactly what they were thinking of doing, but when he showed up for that fight scene that day, Michael Jai White said he could tell something was wrong. Seagal could. And his behavior was, much more mild than normal. And Michael Jai White said he did not hurt Seagal, but he just didn't want to do that. But he understood kind of why they wanted him to. Why he didn't hurt him? Michael Jai White is a very serious martial artist. He's although he always clarifies in interviews that he's a movie martial artist. He's not a fighter in real life. Even though he has a lot of martial arts knowledge, he can fight. He does fight sometimes, but it's primarily movie stuff. He is someone who could whoop Steven Seagal's ass if it came down to it. What's that? Yeah, he knows better. And well, and Michael J. White also told another story. I don't remember if it was the same movie, Exit Wounds, or I think it probably would have to be. He said that he personally witnessed Seagal doing things to hurt stuntmen. He told a story of one stuntman who's doing a fight scene with Seagal, and there was, I don't remember if it was a car window or if it was a mirror in a bathroom. But it was not breakaway glass on the set there. In the fight scene, Seagal grabbed the guy by his head and smashed his face into the glass, real glass. And it cut the dude's face up real bad. And Michael J. White says he's got this huge scar running down the side of his head from getting cut like that. And that was it. He's like, that's the level of the stuff that he does. It's why people don't like working with him. It's why everyone has a bad opinion of him. Yeah, he has managed to avoid it. Why do I keep coming here? Well, he made several movies with a production company called Millennium Films. Is run by a guy named Avi Lerner. And these were movies where Seagal was being a major asshole during filming. He was showing up late, if he even showed up at all. Rude as hell to everybody. Just all around bad to work with. He did that like 2 movies in a row with this company, to where Avi Lerner had enough of it. So they made a movie called Mercenary for Justice. That's the last film he did with Millennium Films. That is an interesting movie because I worked all this out kind of myself from bits and pieces of information and asked ChatGPT about it. And what I'm pretty sure happened is this is a movie that is deliberately made to be terrible. It is meant to suck. And it's that way because Avi Lerner is going to sue Steven Seagal after for the way he, yeah. So it was a trap essentially for Seagal. Like, let's make a movie. It's going to suck, but he's going to be an asshole on the set, and we'll get him into a position where I can sue the shit out of him. And that's what happened. Yeah, for hundreds of millions of dollars, I think. But eventually they settled it. Damn, these guys are tough. And the reason I'm pretty sure that the movie was deliberately made to be bad is the director talked about when he was making the movie, he had conflicts with the producers about filming certain scenes. He told them that the scenes would be necessary for the movie to make sense, and they didn't care when he told them that. And he describes it almost as they know that these things need to be filmed. They don't care. They want this thing to be terrible. And then that came back to bite Seagal in the ass a minute later when they were making the Expendables movies. Okay. How did that get turned on? I got my 1,000 gears. I can start getting rid of these chips. Do need damage chips. It's gonna take me forever to kill the boss again. but I know I've never used it before. I imagine that's a quick way to run out of gears. Yeehaw. 500% damage. Now we are cooking. It's a shame I got it so late. I can only use it on one villain. It's the first Uzi I've seen, by the way, too. Third place. Second, actually, is Dark Caves is tomorrow's run, and Dr. Mick once again has exceeded 1,000 meters. Arwen Strider got killed. Anyway, that concludes this evening's broadcast. Thank you for joining me.